What madness! Unexpected news has just rocked the Buffalo Bills and is taking the entire NFL by surprise. And as always, you're not in the right place to be the first to know. If you're new here, sign up now and activate the bell, because here the information arrives first. Now I'm absolutely certain, because what's happening in Buffalo could change everything. Let's get straight to the point. What seemed like a solid partnership between James Cook and the Bills is becoming one of the most sensitive topics of the offseason. Despite Cook's emergence as a key player in Josh Allen's offense, talks about a contract extension have simply stalled. Sources close to the situation already admit that, if nothing changes, James Cook may not return to Buffalo after the 2025 season. A harsh reality for fans, but one that the front office is already beginning to face with calmness and planning. And that's precisely why the Bills are mapping out, behind the scenes, an ambitious and bold succession plan. According to Pro Football and Sports Network analyst Mark Stolt, a team is reportedly eyeing a college talent who's catching the attention of the entire NFL before next season begins: Maki Hughes. If the name isn't familiar to you yet, get ready. Hughes isn't just another promising running back on the college football scene. He's a true prospect on the rise. After shining at Tulane for 2 seasons, where he racked up simply absurd numbers, over 3,000 yards from scrimmage, 2,779 of which were rushing, Hughes transferred to Oregon with a mission to prove he can also overcome more physical losses and more complex schemes. In 2024, Hughes rushed for 401 yards and 15 touchdowns, showcasing explosiveness, reading blocks, and a rare ability to break tackles even after first contact. But what really excited scouts was his development as a receiver. With 19 receptions, 176 passing yards, and 2 touchdowns, he's begun to show his potential as a versatile running back, exactly the profile Buffalo so valued in Cook. Physically, Hughes is a compact and speedy bulldozer, 6'2", 215 talabis, and an immediate explosion on the first cut. With over 500 investments in just 2 years, he's proven he can handle the pace of a starting running back in the NFL without getting worn down easily. And now, with the visibility of playing for Oregon, his projection in the 2026 NFL draft is only set to rise, especially if he continues to produce at a high level against elite defenses. The most impressive thing? Hughes led all FBS running backs returning in 2025, with a margin of 476 yards over the second-place finisher. That statistic alone puts him in the top spot. But when you combine his durability, innovation, and on-field intelligence, the question becomes, how is this guy still not at the top of mock drafts? According to Stolte, the Bills may be interested in using a second-round pick in the 2026 draft to secure Hughes, which shows how seriously the franchise is taking Cook's potential. Buffalo bet big on Curtis Samuel last offseason. 3 years, $24 million, speed, excitement, and the dream of seeing him function as a secret weapon in Josh Allen's offense. But the reality was quite different. In 2024, Samuel finished a season with just 253 yards and 1 touchdown, a performance well below expectations. Now, with Keon Coleman thriving, Khalil Shakir solidifying, and Dalton Kincaid poised to dominate in year 3, the cap space for Samuel simply doesn't seem to exist. According to Fansided's Romel Williams, Curtis Samuel's name is already being considered as a potential trade item even before the start of the 2025 season. And for good reason. He's 28 years old, still a reliable player, and could appeal to several teams looking for depth in their receiver cores. Furthermore, his departure would alleviate $9 million in the Bills' salary cap, a crucial consideration at a time when the defense is also looking to re-sign key players. What weighs in favor of keeping Samuel on the roster? The uncertainty surrounding the young receiver's performance early in the season. However, if a remotely attractive offer comes along, the Bills may not hesitate, and this potential departure brings us directly to a central point of the season. Who will take on the responsibility of being the team's new WR1? That's where the most explosive name of this offseason comes in. If there's one name that carries as much pressure as expectations on the Bills' 2025 roster, it's Keon Coleman, and fans have already figured it out. Either he becomes the dominant wide receiver everyone envisioned when he was drafted, or Buffalo's offense risks becoming predictable at crucial moments. After a blistering year with ups and downs, he only had 29 receptions, 556 yards, and 4 touchdowns. The former Florida State player enters his second season with the responsibility of being Josh Allen's WR1. And it's not just about potential. Now it's about delivery, production, and consistency. NFL.com analyst Bucky Brooks nailed it when he declared that Coleman has what it takes to be the Bills' code for traps. A bold comparison, but one that makes sense. After all, Coleman has exactly what you'd expect from a modern wide receiver. 6'4", 215 pounds of pure athleticism, physical strength, good separation on vertical routes, and the aerial ability to win hand-to-hand duels. He's literally a mismatch piece that can destabilize destabilize any defense if used correctly. And this is a apostate. In 2025, with Khalil Shakir established as one of the most reliable targets and newcomer Joshua Palmer vying for space, Coleman will have to show much more than flashes of talent. He needs to be a dominant presence on the field. The offensive coordinator knows this. Josh Allen knows this. And Coleman himself knows it too. The plan? Use defense's attention on Shakir and Kincaid to exploit matchups developed with Coleman on the perimeter and in the red zone. His wingspan and leaping pace make him ideal for contested balls. But for that to work, he needs volume. And the goal for 2025 is clear. Double his receptions, surpass 800 yards, and become the main outlet in the passing attack. Josh Allen has already shown confidence in Coleman even in moments of inconsistency, and that's significant. He was the preferred target on several third down situations in the final stretch of last season, which shows that the chemistry between the two may be maturing. Now, what's missing is explosiveness. That string of games with multiple touchdowns, 40-yard receptions, and physical dominance that commands respect from opposing secondary teams. And be careful. Training camp will be crucial. That's when Coleman needs to show he's ready to be more than just a prospect. He needs to excel in practice against the starting secondary, win duels against experienced cornerbacks like Kaiir Elam, and demonstrate leadership on the field. The pressure is significant. The front office expects him to justify their draft pick. The coaches expect him to evolve mentally. The fans want big numbers and big games. And there's more. With rumors that Curtis Samuel could be traded and the possibility of Buffalo adding another RB via the draft, the offensive spotlight may be shifting. If Coleman makes the leap everyone expects, he could become Allen's primary weapon, taking over the role left behind by Stephon Diggs. In other words, we're facing a decisive moment in building the Bills' new offensive identity, and Keon Coleman is the key. If he shines, Buffalo could finally have a refreshing, explosive, multi-threat offense. But if he fails, the offensive plan is at serious risk of collapsing under pressure. And with so much on the line, the coming weeks will tell us whether Coleman will be the same cheat code that can lead the Bills back to the top, or just another talent given over to inconsistency. Do you believe Maki Hughes could be the ideal successor to James Cook? Do you think Curtis Samuel should be traded to make room on the roster? And most importantly, are you confident that Keon Coleman will become the big name in this offense in 2025? Leave your opinion here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, but I will be back later to update you with the latest news from the Buffalo Bills.